There's something undeniably convenient about grabbing a frozen breakfast sandwich on a rushed morning. Brands like Jimmy Dean and Starbucks have built a loyal following on the promise of a hot, satisfying meal in minutes. Just microwave and go. But while the speed and comfort of these sandwiches are tempting, the trade-offs lurking beneath that warm, savory bite are harder to ignore. These breakfast staples are not just convenient, they're heavily processed, loaded with sodium, saturated fat, preservatives, and additives that can silently sabotage your health when consumed regularly. At first glance, they seem balanced. Some protein from eggs and sausage or bacon, carbs from an English muffin or croissant, maybe even a slice of cheese for good measure. But the quality of those ingredients is where the problems begin. The sausage or bacon is often made from highly processed meats, usually pork or beef that's been cured with sodium nitrite, preservatives, and artificial smoke flavoring. These processed meats are classified as Group 1 carcinogens by the World Health Organization, linked to increased risks of colorectal cancer and heart disease when consumed frequently. And in a single sandwich, you're already getting a dense dose. Sodium is one of the biggest offenders. A typical Jimmy Dean sausage, egg, and cheese croissant packs over 900 milligrams of sodium, nearly half the recommended daily limit in one small item. Starbucks breakfast sandwiches are not much better. The bacon, Gouda, and egg option clocks in around 830 milligrams of sodium. If you pair these with coffee and maybe another packaged snack or two throughout the day, you can easily double or triple your sodium intake without even realizing it. Consistently high sodium levels are a leading cause of high blood pressure, kidney strain, and cardiovascular issues. The fat content is also alarming. These sandwiches rely heavily on saturated fats, not just from the meat, but also from processed cheeses and buttery croissants or biscuits. The average sandwich can have 20 to 30% of your daily saturated fat allowance, and some even more. Eating this kind of fat in excess, especially first thing in the morning, puts pressure on your cardiovascular system and contributes to inflammation, sluggishness, and eventually insulin resistance. Instead of fueling your day, this kind of fat-heavy breakfast can leave you feeling weighed down. Let's not forget the additives. These sandwiches aren't made fresh. They're built to sit frozen for months. That means emulsifiers, stabilizers, anti-caking agents, and preservatives are all standard fare. The eggs, in particular, are often not just eggs, but an egg product, a blend of eggs, milk, oil, and chemical additives to preserve texture and shelf stability. Cheeses are typically processed versions filled with additional sodium and artificial color, while the breads are made with refined white flour, sugar, and dough conditioners that your body doesn't need. Another problem is satiety, or rather, the lack of it. These sandwiches may taste filling, but many people find themselves hungry again shortly after eating them. That's because despite their calorie count, they're often low in real fiber, vitamins, or slow-digesting nutrients. They give the illusion of a complete meal, but underdeliver on lasting energy or fullness, pushing you toward additional snacking or overeating later in the day. The bigger issue is how normalized these kinds of products have become. They're marketed as quick, smart choices for busy mornings, real food made fast. But what they really represent is the over-industrialization of meals that used to be simple and nourishing. The more we rely on these frozen options, the more disconnected we become from real, whole ingredients. And over time, that disconnection has serious consequences: weight gain, blood sugar spikes, cardiovascular strain, and nutrient depletion. It's not that grabbing one of these now and then is catastrophic, but when they become a daily habit, the risks stack up fast. And they often crowd out better choices, like whole eggs, avocado, oats, or fresh fruit. What you gain in speed, you lose in control over your ingredients, your nutrition, and your health outcomes. So are frozen breakfast sandwiches worth the speed? When you consider the hidden costs, the salt, the fat, the additives, the missed opportunity for real nourishment, the answer is increasingly no. They may feel like a quick win, but they come with a long-term price tag that's not listed on the wrapper.